Hi, I'm Nina Simone, and I'm back again with Boundaries and Communication series. Today is part 4, and the title is How to Respond When Your Adult Child Curses at You. Yep, you heard that right. Today's topic is heavy but necessary. What do you do when your child curses you? If this has happened to you, I'm sure you know the shock and the pain and the disrespect cuts deep. So I want to walk with you through this with some wisdom, dignity, and biblical peace. First, we have to acknowledge the pain without blaming ourselves. When your own child, someone you carried, taught, prayed over, sacrificed for, when they turn their anger into profanity towards you, it's hurtful. It's heartbreaking. And you may think, where did I go wrong with them? And why are they so angry? Have I failed as a parent? You know, but hear me. Their words are a reflection of their internal battles, not your identity as a parent. Psalm 27, chapter in the 10th verse, it says, though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. So if God receives you, you are not defined by your child's anger. Often we um we try to put what our child, their actions and things on us. Their actions are not reflections of us as parents. Don't fall into that trap. Okay. Secondly, cursing is not proper communication, it's dysregulation. And the meaning of dysregulation is poorly managing your emotional responses. When an adult child curses at you, it's not because they have something wise to say, it's because they are emotionally dysregulated. Hear me. Cursing is a loss of control, a sign of deeper hurt, an attempt to intimidate or manipulate, or a habit from unresolved pain. Cursing is not real communication. So don't treat it like a conversation, treat it like a boundary violation. So, your first priority as a parent is to protect your peace, not win the argument. When profanity enters the conversation, the fruit of the Spirit leaves the conversation. Hear me. Galatians, the 5th chapter, 22nd through the 23rd verse states, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. You cannot stay in peace if you entertain disrespect. So here is your permission. You do not have to remain available to someone who is verbally attacking you, even if it's your child. Peace is a boundary and not a luxury. So, what do you do in the moment when you're being cursed out by your child? Here are some 3 biblical steps that we can use as a response to that. Step 1, stay calm even if they don't. Your calmness is your authority. Proverbs 15th chapter in the 1st verse, a gentle answer turns away wrath. Remember that. Okay, gentle is steady, not passive. Step number 2, give a clear boundary. You can do this in one sentence, no defending, no explaining. Simple. Here are some examples. You can say, I am not going to stay in a conversation where I'm being cursed at. You can say, I love you, but I will not be spoken to that way. You can also say, we can talk, but we cannot talk like this. You see, clarity disarms the chaos. Step number 3, step away if needed. For instance, you can say, when you're ready to talk respectfully, I'll be here. You can say, hey, let's put a pause on this conversation for right now. Or one of the lines I've had to use before, I am ending this call right now. We can try this again later. Whatever works for you, you come up with what works for you. Ending the conversation is not rejection. It is self-respect, self-control, it's spiritual wisdom. Okay? So I want to give you 4 things not to do because these things will make it worse. 4 things to not do because we don't want to make the situation worse. 1, do not curse back or raise your voice. When you do that, you lose authority when you match their behavior. We don't have a need to curse back or to raise our voice. Not necessary. Number 2, don't beg them to stop. Begging fuels disrespect. You don't have to beg them. Don't do it. Number 3, don't argue with profanity. So don't use profanity to them because they, presented profanity to you. Arguments require safety, and profanity destroys safety. All right. Number 4, don't let fear or guilt drive your reactions. Fear says, if I hang up, they'll pull away or they won't talk to me. Okay. But wisdom says, if I don't set boundaries, they will never grow or mature. So remember that. So let's go over why boundaries are biblical. They're not harsh, they're biblical. Jesus often walked away from disrespect. He didn't stay where he was dishonored. Proverbs warn against engaging with someone who's acting foolish. Proverbs 26 chapter and the 4th verse says, do not answer a fool according to his folly. Meaning, an example, a cursing adult child is not a fool as in identity, but in that moment they are acting foolishly. Their actions are foolish. We're not calling them a fool. We're saying their actions are foolish. Okay? Also, boundaries protect relationship. Without boundaries, resentment grows. With boundaries, respect has a chance to be restored. Okay? So let's learn some patterns that we need. If cursing becomes their go-to language, it may be time for a more serious conversation. You can say, we can talk, but not with the profanity. Or you could say, if you cuss, I will immediately end this conversation. Respect is the baseline for a healthy relationship. You're not punishing them, but you're refusing to participate in verbal abuse. And that's your right. Okay? We need to learn when we need to distance ourselves. Okay? We need to learn, when do we involve distance? Some parents may ask, is it ever okay to take a break from communication? Yes. The distance and the pause can be temporary, so you can pray and so you can keep an atmosphere of respect. Sometimes God does his best work when the parents step back and allow him to step in. Distance is not abandonment, distance is boundaries. Okay? So if your adult child has cursed at you, please hear this. You don't deserve it, you didn't cause it, and you do not have to tolerate it. You can love your child deeply and still refuse to be mistreated. Your peace matters, your voice matters, your dignity matters. And God can and will give you wisdom for every conversation. So this was brief, and that is it. I really hope this video was beneficial to you and gave you some clarity and the courage to, continue with healthy boundaries and to put clear, healthy boundaries in place with your adult child. And if you are graced to experience healthy communication and conversation with your child from this day forward, then it was all worth it. Okay? So I pray, if you've had difficulty of dealing with this with your child, that from this day forward, I pray that God blesses you to be able to have healthy conversations and communication with your child moving forward. If this has encouraged you, be sure to subscribe, share it with another parent who needs the strength right now and who needs some tips on communicating with their children. So that is it. Join me in our 5th and final video in this series on boundaries and communication. And I'll see you soon.